What's up guys, Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. This is what happens when you forget to film the intro before you do the workout, but it lends to an important point. What happened in this workout you're gonna see today is what left me in this position right now, out of breath, barely able to talk. I'm doing it with just a barbell and a set of dumbbells. Guys, you can build muscle mass if you're willing to trade in some of that workout length for intensity. Let me show you exactly how it's done.
All right, so first exercise, we're going heavy, right? Mass building exercise, start with a cornerstone heavy exercise like the deadlift. Remember the deadlift, for me, it's a leg exercise first and foremost. That first push and pull off the ground, really, it's a push. And it's pushing with my legs. And then, of course, I got my low back, triple extension, my glutes, my traps, everything helping me to power this up. Pretty heavy here for me, an 8 rep max. I'm trying to get, again, heavy weights done quickly. Now I come over here, now we gotta shift the focus. I'm shifting to a pushing exercise here, give all my sort of pull muscles in my lower body a break. So we're going to a classic dumbbell incline bench press. So for here, again, I'm trying to go for about a 10 rep max here. Now there is a metabolic carryover from the deadlift that I just did. So it's gonna make what's traditionally maybe might be your traditional 10 rep max, it might be a little bit less, especially as you pile up round after round. Okay, so here I'm working on my 10 rep max. I drop down and I grab one dumbbell and bring it over with me to do a really cool exercise. It's a hybrid of something we call a dumbbell shovel curl. So the shovel curl is done with both hands on the handle, and it basically mimics like a cross-body hammer curl. So we're working forearms and biceps, brachialis, but then we got to make it a little bit more difficult by going over the top with our press. In the press, a lot of core strength and stability through your abs, through your obliques to be able to maintain that position. I kind of put myself on the ground on my knees in order to demand that my core do most of the stabilization. I don't have the benefit of my feet to do that. And again, at about 8 rep max, it's just whatever you can do with the weight that you chose from the bench press. Now, I'm at about 1 minute and 40 or so for that first grouping. And I take advantage of some extra time here. I don't want to go into my deadlifts tired, okay? Again, it's metabolic in terms of what happened from those other 2 exercises. They were not really impacting the muscles I would use here on the deadlift. So they've had sort of a good amount of time to rest and recover from that. I just want to make sure I have my breath so that I'm not doing this in a fatigued state. So now I'm back to, in this case, the 405. And again, drive up. I mean, by this point in the workout too, 1 round in, I'm kind of now geared up and ready to go. Of course, I started with a little bit of a warm up to get myself ready. Well, here I am now, second work set, and I'm cranking now. Again, notice that first pull, it's a straight leg movement. It's like a leg press into the ground. And then once I get to the knees, boom, shift right into the hips, make the hips drive through and drive your whole body forward and pull the bar up. And now back to the dumbbell bench again. So you can see again, there's a few elements at play here. By stacking the exercises the way we're doing it, we're actually allowing muscles to relax and rest without wasting time. Remember, it's 12 minutes. You don't have a lot of time here, but I'm out to prove a point that you can definitely build muscle mass despite the fact that you may not have that much time. Sometimes these are more challenging. They're density workouts, we like to say. You're condensing, when all is done here, 5 rounds. There's basically 5 sets of deadlifts with an 8 rep max, 5 sets of a 10 rep max incline bench press, and 5 sets of our dumbbell shovel curl or shovel curl press. So that's being done in 12 minutes. That might take you 25 or 30 normally, or even longer for some guys, 45 minutes. So when you do the same amount of work in a much shorter period of time, you are dramatically increasing your workload, therefore overloading your muscles and giving them stimulus to grow. So I don't count the reps. At this point, I don't care how many reps I get. Remember, it's just about going to failure and making sure that the load you're using is enough to cause overload. So now I'm in here round 2, last exercise on here, running clock. Still going, I'm still ahead of that 12-minute pace. Again, some people might only get 4 rounds in, but if they're 4 really good rounds, that's great. It's the effort level, it's the intensity. Remember, intensity is one of the biggest factors for driving muscle growth. Far too many people do not work out at a high enough intensity. I've talked about undertraining, I've talked about overtraining. Overtraining is something that's going to be very real too for natural guys who don't allow their bodies a chance to recover from workout to workout to workout or within a workout cycle. But most importantly, the effort has to be there if you want to get anything out of your workouts. And now moving into another round, a little bit more a little closer up, just to see the sort of nuances of the exercise. Remember, it's always with the deadlift. It's hip, 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 right at the level of the knee, drop. Right? Hip, 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 knees. So when you want to know how much hip and how much knee contribution, it's really easy. Let the bar dictate. When it reaches your knees, boom, drop your knees down. When you're pulling up, pull straight by pushing through the legs until you get to the level of the knees. Once at the knees, boom, drive the hips forward, just like that. Next on the incline bench press. Again, you can see the level of the incline. I've got it at 30 degrees. We talked about that before. The best exercise, the best angle for targeting upper chest and minimizing sort of the shoulder involvement. We'll get that shoulder involvement on the next exercise. For the safety of our AC joints, I don't go down below the level that I'm bringing it here. I'm going to hear some people saying that, oh, you're supposed to go all the way down and touch your chest. For me, those extra 2 inches, they aren't worth the health and safety of my AC joint. I've already popped it once, and I was out of the game for quite a while trying to recover. So now on this one here, again, it's whatever dumbbell weight I used on the press. I'm going to use it here as well and just try to crank out as many as I can. The limiting factor, who knows what it's going to be on. It could be your core, it could be your forearms, it could be your biceps, it could be your shoulder. As you can see, it gets tough to press that up and overhead.
So there you have it, guys, a 12-minute mass building workout that encompasses every single muscle group in your body, and it hits them intensely but quickly. Remember, workout efficiency is your best friend. A lot of guys don't have a lot of time to work out, and they use that as an excuse to not do it at all. If you're willing to trade in some of that time that you don't have for a lot more intensity, I guarantee you can get a lot more out of your workouts. If you're looking for a program that spells it all out and pairs all your workouts up the way they're supposed to be written, guys, it's the ATHLEAN-X training system. You can get it over at ATHLEAN-X.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments and thumbs up below. I know you like when I take the torture myself. Leave your comments, let me know what else you want to see me do, and I'll do my best to bring them to you here in the coming weeks. I'll see you back here real soon. Thanks, guys.